I was born and I grew up in Ivory Coast, and like so many other African kids, I used to resent my blackness, including my hair. I longed for straight hair that could be easily managed and brushed. After years of using hair relaxer, I went back to natural hair at 16 after an incident with my hair that forced me to shave and start over, and it was a very hard new beginning. But at 18, while I was still in the process of learning how to love my natural hair, I came across a photo album showing the hair of African women in pre-colonial society, and I was instantly inspired. Seeing that photo album was so powerful to me. It made me see hair completely differently, not just as a beauty tool, but as a way to communicate and to tell stories about who we are. And immediately, I started to experiment with my own hair. I wanted to see what I was able to create. And today, I'm an artist, and hair sculpting is one of my media. I use my heart to advocate for what I believed in, particularly for issues that affect women and girls. But it didn't start that way. At the beginning, I was just doing beautiful shapes for the aesthetic aspect. I started with doing simple geometrical shapes, just for the beauty of it. And when I was posting those shapes online, I was receiving so much love that it encouraged me to push my limit to create more complex sculpture. From 2017, when I first started, until now, I made hundreds of sculptures. Some can be playful, others can be very serious. So here are just a few examples of what I can do with my hair. Animals. Random things like an umbrella or a car. Portraits. Text, like here, where I write perfect with my hair, because I do believe my hair is perfect. Cartoon. Sunflowers. Fashion accessories. Wings. Even zodiac-inspired hairstyle, because my rising sign is Scorpio. I'm another astrology freak. Medusa. And even body parts. The process to make those sculptures is actually pretty simple. The idea comes to my head, I do a little sketch, and then I just sculpt using my natural hair, some hair extension, and wire. I just wrap the braid around the wire, and then it's very easy for me to shape as I want. And in general, to make the sculpture being able to stand on top of my head, the base needs to be extremely tight. So if you're wondering, is it hurtful? Yes. Yes, it is. But this is why, in general, I quickly undo it after the photo shoot. Most of the time, I will take the picture by myself, but when I need help, my little sister, Francia, who is the most supportive person of the planet, will help me. And depending on what I want to create, a sculpture can take me from 5 minutes to more than 3, 4, 5 hours. When I started to create, I was just doing, as I said before, for the beauty of it, no meanings. But it's changed in 2018 when one of my photo series went completely viral. It was this one. I shaped my hair as a second pair of hands, very playful, in various configurations. And I started to receive a lot of messages from Black women around the world telling me that seeing my heart helped them to feel better about the hair, about the blackness. And I realized, okay, actually what I'm doing is pretty powerful. So maybe it can just serve a greater purpose, and I can use it to advocate for change. So I decided to use my hair as a platform to advocate for the equity of sexes. Why this specific subject, we may ask? Because I was born and I grew up in an environment that normalized the bad treatment of women. I have my experience, many women have their experience, so it touched me a lot. And when it comes to equality of sexes, I touch a lot of different subjects. Unfortunately, I can't share all of them with you. I can just give you today a glimpse of it. Body autonomy and self-love is very important for me. I went myself into a long process towards self-love, coming from a place where I used to dislike everything about myself to a place where I just love everything. So I love to inspire myself. So I love to inspire myself from our female body to create sculpture and shapes that are associated with uplifting words to empower those who need it. And with those sculpture, what I want to do is to encourage women to have agency over their body, but also to destigmatize all the classic taboo around our bodies, like, for example, periods, aging, disabilities, and much more. This sculpture, for example, was to address the big taboo of body hair on women. When I was 15, I posted a photograph of me on social media without realizing that my armpit hair was visible, and immediately the comments were wild. This is disgusting. Go shave. Ew, I can buy you a razor if you want. I was traumatized, so I deleted the picture, and after that, I started to shave way more regularly, even if for me, it's a very uncomfortable routine. It took me years to be able to love my body the way it is and to embrace everything, including my body hair. Besides all the topics related to bodies, I love to also address topics related to our intellect as women, because this word don't only encourage women to dislike their body, but also encourage women to dislike what they have inside. And I think just as we're supposed to love our bodies, we're supposed to also own our hopes, dreams, our idea, our opinion without shame. And for that, I think education is extremely important. This is why I did this sculpture. Unfortunately, in Ivory Coast, many women still can't read. When I was a child, many women were working at our home as nannies. They weren't educated. They would ask me to read the text messages because they couldn't. In rural Ivory Coast, many parents think that it's useless to put a girl in school because they're better at home learning how to cook, how to take care of a home for their future husbands. But when it comes to their son, they are allowed to have an education. So most of the time, those women will end up marrying older men, and when those men abandon them, they are left with nothing, with very few career options because they are not educated. And to me, this is revolting. Growing up in an environment where I wasn't always encouraged to love who I was, my journey has been about becoming my own friend and advocate. And when I embraced the capacity I have to share my stories and the one of others, I found the strength to advocate for what I believe in through my hair. Thank you. Thank you.